And welcome to Frontline at 6 o'clock here on the East Coast. And we begin tonight with some breaking news. Unmasked for the very first time, the suspected D.C. pipe bomber Brian Cole Jr. appearing in court today facing federal charges. Reportedly, Cole confessed to the FBI after speaking to them for more than 4 hours. The latest on his alleged motives coming up. Plus, Big Tish escapes big trouble for now, just 10 days after a federal judge threw out initial charges against New York Attorney General Letitia James. A grand jury has now declined to indict her for a second time. The Department of Justice will reportedly try again. I guess third time's the charm. And another first for President Trump. Trump presented with the first ever FIFA Peace Prize, a prize dedicated to an individual who achieved exceptional and extraordinary action to promote peace and unity around the world. The president of peace, he just keeps on winning. I'm Lidia Curanaj in for Carl Higbie, and Frontline starts right now. You know, I gotta give it to the Democrats. They never let a good tragedy go to waste to exploit it, because that's what all the reports are telling us, what happens in Minnesota in the Somali community there. The allegations of fraud, we're talking hundreds of millions of dollars now coming to light. It's been going on for years, guys. Even leftist network CBS News reporting that the fraud scheme began even long before COVID. Multiple government programs were involved, from welfare to autism to COVID relief, to the tune of at least $1 billion.
In 2020, they went up to $77 million. And then in 2021, they really got greedy. They went to $183 million. And in 22, $280 million. And in 2023, $400 million. All total, in these three fraud schemes, these crooks stole $1 billion of taxpayer money.
So how is this possible, right? I mean, well, for one, unchecked immigration under Barack Obama and Joe Biden allowed the Somali community in Minneapolis to explode to about 100,000 people. And where there's a big ethnic group, there's a powerful voting bloc, which explains how Somali native Ilhan Omar became a member of Congress.
To me, I know that those of us who are Somali in this country see ourselves as Americans. That's what our passport says. That's what our nationality is. And we know that we are protected by the 14th Amendment. We know that we're not going anywhere. And there is no way. I mean, he needs to just, I know he says he hasn't met me. Maybe he should spend 5 minutes with me, because then he would know that as Somalis, we are never intimidated. And, you know, we're never going to feel like our esteem or confidence is shaken by a bigoted fool, you know, making a mockery of the White House, of our nation, and of the presidency.
As Somalis, isn't she supposed to be an American? Isn't she supposed to be a sitting member of Congress? Lady, you're supposed to be an American. Right there, that tells you where her allegiance lies. Like when she said this about the 9/11 terrorists.
CARE was founded after 9/11 because they recognized that some people did something and that all of us were starting to lose access to our civil liberties.
Some people did something. Some people killed almost 3,000 Americans. You know, I still marvel at that comment that she got away with it. She, though, along with other Somalis, they're literally laughing all the way to the bank, folks, using our money. Reportedly, Omar's net worth, it skyrocketed to about $30 million. Meantime, she says she's a socialist, right? She denies this, of course, but government filings, they show otherwise. You know, another reason why the Somali fraud happens, which some reports now say is upwards of $8 billion, white liberal sycophants. And the biggest one of them all, is Minnesota Governor Tim Tampon Walz. Watch this.
All right, ready. Whoa, wait a minute. There, that's better.
That's better. So, okay, what Walz was doing right there, like, let's take a look. He's taking out the Minnesota, the older flag, and he puts in a new one. That's the new Minnesota flag. You'll take a look at it right there. Can you believe this guy almost became our vice president? So the reason he put that flag in is because I'm going to show you this. The new Minnesota state flag just so happens to bear a striking resemblance to, you guessed it, the Somali flag. Same color, star, the whole nine. I mean, I swear the pandering to the Somali community in Minnesota, it is nauseating. Look at this. This is Minneapolis Mayor Fry shoveling Somali food into his mouth. He's like, and now check him out speaking Somali.
Maaga Egawad Jacob Fry, Doke Magalada, Minneapolis. Damaan, Sha'abka Somaliyed, Ka Yamid Mogadishu.
I think he just said there, I'll do anything it possibly takes because I don't care about Americans. I just want votes. I mean, I have no idea what he just said there because it doesn't matter. Like most Democrats, all he cares about is votes. You know, as a first-generation immigrant myself, I'm very proud of that fact, but I love this country. The only flag that will ever fly outside of my home is the American flag, and that's how it should be for every single home in this nation. I don't care where you come from. I understand you should be proud of your culture, but you are American first. But independent journalist Ami Horowitz, he discovered that Somalis in Minnesota not only don't want to assimilate into our American culture, they don't even want to abide by our laws.
Neighborhood of Minneapolis. Do you feel more comfortable living under American law, or do you feel more comfortable living under Sharia law?
Sharia law. I'm a Muslim. I prefer Sharia law. Sharia law, yes.
You prefer Sharia law over American law?
Of course, yeah.
Sharia law is a strict, brutal Islamic system of laws that subjugates women. You know, women are property, you can kill them. Now listen to them straight up say where their allegiance lies.
Is it right to kill somebody who insults Muhammad?
Yeah, because she is just, she hate the religion, I understand. But she shouldn't pick up the prophet, you know?
So you understand why people would want to attack her?
Yeah.
If you had a choice, would you rather live here or would you rather live in a Muslim country?
I'd rather live in a Muslim country with my people.
Would you prefer to live in America or prefer to live in Somalia?
For me, I think it's Somalia.
I would rather live in Somalia.
Bye. Go. I mean, so you just heard that lady there say, if you insult Muhammad, you should be killed. And they love Somalia more. But clearly, they have no problem taking our money. You know, again, I wish these people would just go home already. And I'm not just talking about Somalis. I'm talking about anybody who comes here and they think their home country is better than this country. Then why did you come here? You know, can our government, if President Trump, if you're watching this, I will support this. I will pay a tax into this. Get these people a one-way ticket home. Seriously, I am down for that. This is one government program that I will gladly contribute to because I've said this before and I'll say it again. Immigration without assimilation is an invasion. And that's exactly what is happening to our country right now. Joining me now is a journalist whose work you just saw there, uncovering what Somalis really think of Minnesota. Ami Horowitz, also with us, Vice President of External Affairs at the Manhattan Institute, Jesse Arm. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Ami, when I saw your report, your video, it's great to have independent journalists on the ground, people like you that, because you're not going to see stuff like that on CNN. You're not going to see it on MS Now, Ms. Now. Were you shocked with their responses?
No. No, I'd like to say yes, but I'm not. This has been a problem with the Somali community writ large for a long time in the U.S. Look, the problem is they have incredibly high unemployment, very low level of penetration of English, very high use of the welfare state, and then long-term use of it as well. Extremely high Islamic fundamentalism, and oh yeah, by the way, outperformed every other immigrant group, even every immigrant Islamic group that sent kids to fight for ISIS. So, no, it's a problem with the Somali community for a long time. And, you know, that one kid, the one on camera right now, it was so fascinating when I remember speaking to him because he looked like a regular American kid, right? Got a Brooklyn Nets hat on. He looks like a regular American black kid. And when I talked to him, he goes, look, you acknowledge, I look like you. But I'm not like you. I'm not an American. I'm Somali. I'm Islamic. And that was a really stark reminder of how they are not assimilating into our culture, even though, like him, he was born here. And this is a problem that, by the way, Europeans have faced for a long time, way worse than us. Right now, there was a number of polls done recently where a third of British Muslims, a third, want to live under Sharia law, and half of French young Islamic men, half want to replace French law with Islamic law. So yeah, it's a significant, massive problem that we have to deal with.
And to your point, where you were talking about the Somalis, a lot of them are on welfare. And I want you to listen to this, Jesse. The Somali influencer has a very special message for President Trump.
What is Trump's beef with Somalis? Like, are you intimidated by their success and influence? They are the captains now. What do you mean Somalia is barely a country? And it's proper giving projection when he's talking about people running around killing each other. And calling Somalis garbage. And that's coming from a man that looks like a dehydrated bit of orange peel that's been left to rot in the sun. You're in no position to be talking about anyone, especially about my Somali brothers and sisters.
So, Jesse, look at this chart. I know, right? Look at this chart right here, the SNAP benefits that the Somalis, I mean, they're living off the taxpayer teat and living large. So our money's good enough for them, right? But not our laws, not our culture. What say you, Jesse?
Well, let me attempt to answer that influencer's question. I think the president's beef with the Somali community in Minnesota may be that this extends far beyond a garden variety fraud case. It's a collapse of governance. Over the last several years, billions of taxpayer dollars, billions, have been siphoned out of the most generous welfare programs in America. There weren't paperwork mistakes or billing disputes. These were federal prosecutors who are now describing deliberately constructed networks, fake companies, fake autism clinics, sham housing stabilization providers, and nonprofits claiming they were feeding thousands of imaginary children every single day. The infrastructure of a modern welfare state was effectively turned into a cash extraction machine for politicians who are openly hostile to the United States of America, serving in our own government like Ilhan Omar, and incompetent half-wits like the governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz.
Yeah, they're talking, I'm seeing some reports that they think the fraud surpasses $1 billion. There are some estimates it's $8 billion. What do you think about that, Ami? Do you think it's possible it could be $8 billion that they siphon taxpayer dollars? There's that City Journal report that says they sent money over to Al-Shabaab, which is a terror organization that controls Somalia and based in Somalia.
Yeah, you know what? By the way, I was thinking about that. If they made $1 billion to $8 billion, they only sent a few $1 million to Al-Shabaab. I mean, come on, where are you? Do you really want to help Al-Shabaab or not really help Al-Shabaab? That's ridiculous. But no, I do. Look, when you're talking $1 billion here, $1 billion there, soon enough we're talking real money. It's an outrageous amount of money, but the more important things that Tim Walz and the Democrats knew about, they were warned about it. But they were very clear. We didn't want to say anything because we do not want to be called racist. They were afraid of being called racist. And by the way, a Democratic Somali American legislator said the quiet part out loud. He goes, look, we make up a significant part of the Democratic Party in Minnesota. Nobody wants to mess with us. That's the worst part. Not that they did the fraud, but that the Democrats knew about it and did nothing.
Right, and when they were criticized, they threatened to sue and say it was due to racism. And now Walz is responding to another R word that he was called by President Trump. Take a listen to this.
In my time on this, I'd never seen this before. People driving by my house and using the R word in front of people. This is shameful. And I have yet to see an elected official, a Republican elected official, say, you're right, that's shameful. He should not say it. So look, I'm worried. We know how these things go. They start with taunts, they turn to violence.
Okay, yeah, that's coming, Rich, from the Democrat Party. President Trump called him the R word, not because he's disabled physically. That's not who he's referring to. He's talking about the fact, what you just said, Ami, that he knew what was going on. What do you think, Jesse? Is he that stupid? Maybe Tim Walz is mentally, compromised. Maybe there is an acuity problem there, or he was purposely looking the other way because of the power of the Somali people and their voting.
There may well be. I think, like Ami said, the remarkable thing is that this was all so preventable. Minnesota officials, Tim Walz included, built welfare programs that were extraordinarily low barrier to entry, no verification, little capacity for real enforcement of any kind. And when auditors and investigators came around and raised these red flags, when they were asked why a brand new housing provider was billing 10 times what anyone expected, or why autism claims had exploded from 3 million to nearly 400 million in a few years, they were waved off by the Walz government because of what Ami is alluding to, a crippling fear of being called bigots and a recognition of the political reality that has been brought about due to unchecked migration from the Somali community into Minnesota, that they know that they've got to play ball, that they've got to tolerate this fraud, that they've got to look the other way in order to keep making sure that they can stay in office. It's corruption down to the bone.
It certainly is, and I don't think it's racist to speak the truth. Ami and Jesse, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Coming up, another one bites the dust. The Department of War takes down another narco-terrorist drug trafficking boat despite the left's push to defend drug lords and, of course, sacrifice innocent Americans. Those details coming up. But first, the plot thickens in the January 6th attempted pipe bombing case as Brian Cole Jr. He destroyed the leftist narrative, and he made his first court appearance today. More on his alleged motives. You're watching Frontline.
Federal agencies urge every family to have an emergency radio. During any disaster, electrical power may get cut. The emergency radio gives you the vital information you need. Newsmax wants you to have the Dynamo Emergency Band Radio. It doesn't need batteries and works in any emergencies. It retails for $30. You can get it with the free offer. Call or go online and get the emergency radio today. Your life may depend on it.
Hello, everyone. It's President Donald J. Trump, and it's Trump time. Check out this red beauty. It's one of my new watches. Wear it proudly on your wrist, and everyone will know exactly what it's for, who it represents. It's really going to be something special. It's for your favorite president. Get your watch today at gettrumpwatches.com. These make a great gift. It's Trump time.
This isn't your average pill. This is Rose Sparks. Rose Sparks. Rose Sparks. Rose Sparks.
Rose Sparks is a fast-acting solution because it dissolves under your tongue.
Rose Sparks.
Guys, get started today.
Connect with a provider to find out if Rose Sparks are right for you.
Radical jihadists are not done. Iran promises death to America. They've built sleeper terror cells in the U.S. They support terror groups out to destroy Israel, including Hamas, whose founding charter calls for Islam to dominate the world.
The young people have been educated to believe that the most sacred thing they do is stab a Christian in the heart.
The only democracy in the Middle East that supports religious freedom is Israel. Standing for freedom, not terror.
Hurry in for huge savings going on now at Motorhome Specialist, now with 2 locations. Shop and save on over 1,000 motorhomes, starting at $69,995, only at Motorhome Specialist, the #1 motorhome dealer in the world.
Well, the bombshells keep coming for the January 6th pipe bombing story. Photos released last night of pipe bomber suspect 30-year-old Brian Cole Jr. of Virginia. Look at that. Didn't quite fit the narrative the left thought, right? He has reportedly admitted to planting the devices at the Democratic National Committee and the Republican National Committees on the eve of January 6th, just blocks away from thousands gathered to dispute the 2020 election results. Brian Cole Jr. appeared in court today where he was ordered detained. He faces 2 federal federal charges: attempted malicious destruction by fire and explosives and transporting an explosive device across state lines. Cole did not enter a plea. Family members and neighbors, they were there in court and were shouting, very emotional during the court appearance, but they describe him as naive. There's even reports saying that he has autism. He's a quiet guy. He always wore his headphones. But if you watched Jake Tapper's show last night on CNN, he described him a little differently than what you just saw there. See for yourself.
Brian Cole Jr., a 30-year-old white man from the D.C. suburbs.
They said they often saw him out in the neighborhood walking his Chihuahua, but that he was a very reclusive figure, never really interacted with people, almost was antisocial, in the words of one neighbor. They described him walking his Chihuahua for long walks frequently, several times a day, sometimes even at maybe 2 in the morning. One neighbor said he would never make eye contact with you. He would always wear headphones, never speak to you except to say hello.
So there's his picture right there, Brian Cole Jr. Jake Tapper, he is not white, but of course that's what they were hoping for. Maybe that's why they missed it. You know, they wanted him to fit their narrative so bad that he was a white supremacist. Today, MS Now reporting that he has anarchist views, right? That he's anarchist, but that he apparently loves Trump. I don't know. Let's get into the details of this investigation. Joining me now, former FBI agent. He's also a whistleblower. He's also the host of the Kyle Seraphin show. Kyle Seraphin, I know you don't hold back. You think there's a lot more to this than this guy, don't you?
I sure do. I've been watching this for 5 years, and if this is the whole story, it's just one guy who was an autistic kid hanging out in his mom's basement. I think a lot of people have crow to eat for all the claims they made, including the current deputy director of the FBI and the deputy, or the actual director of the FBI. This doesn't make any sense. I actually had an off-the-record conversation with a congressman. He said if this doesn't tie into a much broader conspiracy, then it's BS, and I'm actually censoring that just a bit. The complaint that they used, it seems really light to me. I had a discussion with another FBI agent this morning on my podcast, said it was thin. I think that's kind of our sense of it. And I've already been hearing from people inside the Washington field office where I worked for 5 years, and they've called it some expletives that I won't say right now. But needless to say, there are people that have got a lot more questions, including people who live in his neighborhood who saw video footage like everyone else did of the pipe bomber walking around with a hoodie. And I talked to one neighbor, and she said, that's not the guy. The guy walking around in the hoodie in D.C. is not the guy that walks around in my neighborhood who regularly walks around with that little dog.
Wow. Yeah, they said the guy, based on the AI, the pipe bomber was 5'7". Other details they said about the sneakers. The affidavit reveals a lot of stuff. They talked also about, again, his height. They talked about, they predicted how tall he was, the cell phone pinging multiple nearby cell phone towers between the RNC and DNC on the night of January 5th. Not to mention the year worth of purchases he made from Home Depot that had to be tracked down and confirmed. These pipe bombing materials, both of the pipe bombs were manufactured using end caps. And he allegedly purchased 12 of them between 2019 and 2020. And then, of course, those limited edition Nike sneakers. So, yeah, I just it's crazy because it seems like they just had to kind of, if this is the guy and they put these little puzzle pieces together, it's like a no-brainer. This is him. So how did the entire FBI for 5 years miss this guy? They claim they interviewed over 1,000 people, reviewed 40,000 pieces of video. There was hundreds and hundreds of tips. Kyle, it kind of doesn't make sense to me.
It kind of doesn't make sense at all because after 5 years, we're supposed to believe that the thing that cracked this case was cell phone pings, it was credit card receipts, and a license plate reader that caught his vehicle. That's about 3 weeks worth of work for the FBI. I mean, I've pinged this against multiple other agents to make sure that I'm not just thinking things wrong. It's not that much work to do. The Loudermilk report, which was put out in January of this year, members of Congress kind of put it out there, and they showed there were 186 cell phones that were identified in the relevant area. 186 people is maybe a day's worth of interviews if you wanted to send out everybody in the Washington field office. You could literally do that in a day. There's close to 1,000 agents out there. And if you even doubled them up, you could get that done. So why did it take 5 years? And why are we looking at somebody who bought battery connectors in 2019 before the election and all the materials apparently well before the election? Why is that person suddenly doing something political? If you look into the Facebook page of the mom, and the grandmother, and I've reached out to them and asked them if they want to chat with me later on. But they clearly have very left-leaning views. They're supporting the only openly transgender state delegate in Virginia. So I don't know. The ideology didn't line up from the CNN. It doesn't fit nicely into any box. And it actually doesn't hit the broader question, which is what The Blaze has been reporting on for quite a while. And for the last month or so, they've been pointing out that Capitol police officers were able to find the second bomb in under 12 minutes. Directly from the time they left their vehicle, they found the second pipe bomb outside the DNC in 11 minutes and like 7 seconds. Never looked for another one. Same questions Tom Massey's asking. So why did they know there was never going to be another pipe bomb? How did they go directly to that space? They didn't look at any other bushes. So all these acts, like, there's way more questions than I have than answers with this.
There certainly are. We're going to have you back on. Thank you so much, Kyle. It's important to ask these questions. All right. Speaking of the Capitol Police, let's bring the guy who led the force during the January 6th riot, Stephen Sund. Stephen, what do you think about what Kyle just said there? I mean, you had once said that January 6th was an intelligence failure. Apparently, so was this pipe solving this case. And I spoke to America's Mayor Rudy Giuliani yesterday. He thinks the entire thing was a setup to make Trump look bad. What do you think about this latest arrest?
Lydia, thank you for having me on. I got to tell you, I'm happy that we have the arrest. Again, it's 32 hours since we had the arrest. A lot of speculations going on. But I will agree with what Kyle said. 3 weeks. This is 3 weeks of good police work to get this solved. The big question you have is when the previous administration was investigating it, the previous FBI administration, was there an issue with the cell phone data? A lot of this investigation relied on cell phone data and geolocating. Was there a corrupted number? Was there a redacted number? That's a big question that may have held up the investigation. But there's no way that they refer to it as a cold case. This isn't a cold case. There's so many breadcrumbs of evidence associated with this case. You could make crab cakes. It definitely wasn't a cold case. It just took somebody to do some real police work on it.
We have less than 2 minutes, but we want to talk about the ideological aspect of this. Brian Cole Jr.'s father, Brian Cole Sr., he has ties to very left-leaning people like Ben Crump. He's Timu Al Sharpton, a nationally known attorney, specializes in racial discrimination cases. He represented Brian Cole Sr. in a discrimination matter involving his business in 2021. Crump also, if you remember, he represented George Floyd's family. He represented the families of Trayvon Martin, Breonna Taylor. You just heard Kyle Seraphin talking about the family members, that they're very, very left-leaning. I'm very confused because you're seeing some reports saying this guy's an anarchist. Then you're seeing other reports saying that he disputed the 2020 election results. Then you see his family's ideological views. Then you're seeing that he's autistic. I just don't know what to make of it all.
Yeah, I got to tell you, and I do question, really what is his level of mental acuity? Here we are. We've got a suspect identified. This is where you do some of the real police work and start identifying, did he have any accomplices? What was his motive? Who's he on the cell phone with? But when you talk about the political ideology of him and his family, again, I try and work in the area of facts. I know he was in court just a couple miles from where I am right now. Didn't enter in any information that would have led to motivation. But I've read some of the same articles you're talking about the family's association with some of the attorney that represented a couple of big high profile individuals. Again, I don't know to what level they had relationships. I don't know what again, his political motivation. That's really what we're looking for right now in this investigation, to give us an idea really what were his motivations. But I have a hard time believing, if this is truly the individual that planned the bombs, that he seemed to do it on his own. The fact that he's out there and he's on a cell phone multiple times, I believe it's maybe almost 5 times during the planning of the pipe bombs. Who is he talking to? Who's funding this? Who's giving him direction? Who is he communicating with? Those are key issues we need addressed.
And he allegedly, I'm reading that these were the working bombs, right? They're working bombs, but they didn't go off. And then he works at DoorDash part-time. How did he even know a DoorDash guy? No offense to DoorDash people. How did he know how to make a bomb? It's just, I don't know. We're going to find out. The truth always has a way of coming out. Stephen Sund, thank you so much. Yes, it does. Thank you, sir.
I certainly hope so. Thank you very much, Lydia.
Coming up, the cackling ladies of The View. They go toe-to-toe with political and sports commentator Stephen A. Smith. Wait until you hear him put them in their place. All that and much more in our Culture Clash coming up next.
When I served in combat, we relied on the most accurate information to complete the mission. We work in small units that require trust. That mission hasn't changed. I'll bring you the best information that you can trust.
Watch Carl Higbie's Frontline every weeknight, 6 p.m. Eastern on Newsmax.
Are you or a loved one a military veteran that has been diagnosed with mesothelioma? Do you have questions about getting the best treatment or paying medical bills? Have you received the proper care and compensation you deserve? Let our firm serve you with the same dedication you served your country. We are exclusively devoted to helping those with mesothelioma. Call now to get this free book, and we'll answer any question you have. We'll even visit you.
Call 800-555-8958 or go to mesobook.com.
I'm Steve Sarkeesian, head football coach at the University of Texas. Energy, blood pressure, it all starts with cardiovascular health. Human delivers championship-level science to fuel circulation for performance and everyday impact. Born from UT Research, backing more than 20 national championships, and for anyone looking to raise their game, even if they don't play one. This isn't just about our athletes. This is for all of us. Cardiovascular health is everything health.
Hi, I'm Ben Cozy. Isn't holiday travel a pain in the neck? You're cramped, uncomfortable, and forget about getting any rest. There's nothing cozy about airplane seats or hard plastic benches, and those so-called travel pillows, they just don't cut it. You don't need another travel pillow. You need Be Cozy, the world's most comfortable neck pillow. Trapped in the middle seat? Wrap Be Cozy around your neck to stop chin drop, bobblehead napping. Smashed up against the window? Fold Be Cozy over and tuck it onto your shoulder for super side support. Frequent flyer miles got you sitting aisle? Turn Be Cozy to the side for the perfect pillow position. Hey, everyone wants to be cozy, so get the world's most comfortable travel neck pillow and be cozy like me, Ben Cozy. You get to be cozy. Everyone gets a Be Cozy. Only Be Cozy has patented overlapping arms so you get double support and the comfort you need in any seat on any trip. Go online right now and get this special holiday offer. Buy one Be Cozy, get one 50% off. So don't wait. Get yours now.
Joining us is Dr. Drew from the Wellness Company with advice for dealing with seasonal colds and flu. Doctor?
Cold and flu season is here, and every year you or a loved one gets sick. Your doctor can't see you. Waiting in a crowded urgent care is brutal. This is a particularly bad cold and flu season, and it's why doctors suggest every family needs an emergency medical kit. Your medical emergency kit is filled with essential prescriptions. It includes antibiotics like generic Z-Pak to get well faster, amoxicillin for pneumonia, strep throat, ear infections, plus prescriptions for nausea and UTIs, and even ivermectin. It's easy. Just match your symptoms to the prescription in your guidebook or call the telemedicine doctor standing by. Take your medication early and feel better faster. Having a medical emergency kit is like having an urgent care in your home. No waiting to see a doctor, no lines at the pharmacy.
Smart advice. We've shared the website and discount code below to save viewers $45. Order now and your kit will be rushed to your door. Thank you, doctor.
Look what I just found. No ding decline on the Experian app. They show me credit cards that won't hurt my credit if I'm not approved. Turns out I care about my credit health too. Get the app from your big financial friend. Experian.
You know better, Senator Kelly. You know better. How dare you do that? I'm not a military person, and I know better than that. You don't tell military men and women to ignore an order from the commander-in-chief. You don't do that.
That is sports and political commentator Stephen A. Smith slamming former Captain Mark Kelly for encouraging service members to disobey orders from their superiors. He then appeared on The View where the so-called ladies tried to change his view.
I'd love to give you the opportunity to perhaps change your position on what you said.
I'm not changing a thing.
Okay.
I didn't stutter when I said it.
You want to stay loud and wrong?
Well, you could call it loud and wrong all you want to. You're entitled to your opinion. I'm entitled to mine. As it pertains to Mark Kelly, what I was talking about is military. What I did was get on the phone with family and friends who have served in the military. And I said, we're not civilians. This is not the court of law. You can be implicated for implying something if you are a former military member or you are a present military member. It wasn't what Mark Kelly said. It's the fact that he was a combat Navy pilot who served in the military who would tell folks, ignore an order when it could get them in the world.
Did I stutter, Sonny? I loved it when he did that. All right, joining me now to discuss President of the American Principles Project, Terry Schilling. Also with us, political commentator and TPUSA Speaker Ian Haworth. Guys, thanks so much for joining us. So, Terry, what did you think about that there?
Well, I agree with Stephen A. Smith. Mark Kelly is an absolute coward. He knows better. The military members, they are to follow all orders. Everyone knows you're not supposed to follow illegal orders, and they're to presume that all orders are legal. So that what essentially that means is that unless you're getting orders to slaughter a bunch of little children right in front of you, you are to presume that all orders are legal. And what he's encouraging is sedition. But what's really unfortunate about what Mark Kelly is doing is not only is he, getting himself in trouble and putting everyone else's lives at stake, the soldiers and servicemen that follow his advice and disobey orders recklessly, they're going to get court-martialed. They're going to have their lives forever changed, and he's not going to be there to bail them out. This is a really terrible thing, and he's an absolute coward.
Meantime, you got the left. They praise people like this. Ian, famous drag queen Patagonia, he had this to say during an LGBTQ x 10 fundraiser. Look at this.
Melania, babe, how's your Christmas? Looks like you're having a lot of fun. It also looks like you couldn't have gotten out of there fast enough. Were you late for your private jet to take you and your husband back to Mar-a-Lago? So anyways, I found the perfect gift for you this holiday season. That is to donate to my fundraiser where I'm backpacking 100 miles in drag to raise $1 million for, wait for it, you're going to love this, 8 diverse-led outdoor nonprofits.
This coming from a guy dressed up as a freakishly ugly woman. Ian, your thoughts?
I feel like I've lost at least a couple of hundred IQ points watching that, honestly. Was it supposed to be funny? I'm very confused. I feel like in previous years, drag queens used to be entertaining and funny, and now we've entered the world of transgender craziness. This is supposed to be comedy, but also deep, insightful political commentary. I don't know what to think. Certainly don't have anything good things to think. To me, it's just all plays to the same narcissism of social media, which really was the same as the members of Congress trying to encourage members of the military to essentially break the law and break their duty. It's all the same performance art. It's not entertaining, it's not insightful, it's not clever, it's certainly not useful. It's all part of the same slop that unfortunately is the norm on social media these days.
And you got people that live in my New York City suburb that would love to have that guy come in and read books to their children. Real quick, before I let you guys go, I want to play this soundbite from Halle Berry. Governor Hair will need a lot more than good hair gel to win over some of the Hollywood elite.
Gavin Newsom has vetoed our menopause bill, not 1 but 2 years in a row. But that's okay, because he's not going to be governor forever. And with the way he's overlooked women, half the population, by devaluing us in midlife, he probably should not be our next president either. Ooh. Just saying.
Just saying, girl, just saying. Now, I have 2 men here. Can we move the... Okay, I want to show you men this video. Look at this pretzel formation of the feet, and people are ripping on Newsom because, men, you guys have different anatomy, including that drag queen. So I want... I bet you guys didn't have this on your bingo card that I was going to ask you about this. Terry, what do you think about this? Governor Hair not getting support from some of the Hollywood elite, and the way he folds his legs there.
I love it. The knives are out, Lydia. It's wonderful. It's not even past the midterms. The Democrats are already knifing each other in the back, and they, obviously this party can't define what a woman is. I do think that the drag queen doing the nature tour, the nature hike, is very funny. We'll know if he actually was able to transition to a woman based on if he gets lost or not.
Yeah, and Ian, your thoughts on Governor Hair here?
I mean, obviously, I enjoy any time someone calls out Gavin Newsom. I do think it's hilarious what he's being called out for, given all of his behavior, his corruption, all the stuff during COVID, and the fact that he's overlooking middle-aged women is what really gets it for some people. I mean, he's a fan of, I think, maybe women in their 20s and 30s from all the rumors flying around, and so she shouldn't really be surprised, frankly.
Terry and Ian, thank you both.
Thanks, Lydia.
Coming up, buckle up, Big Apple. Chaos is coming to roost. Critics blasting the new incoming mayor, New York City Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani's new plan. Wait till you hear it. The streets are going to be a hot mess. You're watching Frontline.
He loves the Constitution. He fights for what's right. He hates the bad guys. He's a freedom warrior. He's your freedom warrior. Watch Carl Higbie every weeknight on Newsmax.
This is the sound of the season's favorite gift. For a limited time, Omaha Steaks is offering the favorite gift package that includes our famous bacon-wrapped filet mignon, our delicious air-chilled chicken breast, burgers, franks, sides, and desserts, all for just $89.99. That's 65% off. Order now to include 4 more burgers free. This exclusive TV offer is our best of the season and won't last. Order today at omahasteaks.com/TV.
Nice. Oh, we got a WeatherTech gift card.
WeatherTech is the perfect gift for everyone.
May I?
Laser-measured floor liners protect carpet in the front and second row. Cargo liner protects the rear. The side window deflector offers more protection.
My turn.
The sink mat contains spills and cabinets.
Something for you too, buddy.
Pets eat safely with a non-toxic pet feeding system. Find these American-made gifts or get a gift card instantly at WT.com.
Invest in Ukraine now. Ukraine is rebuilding, innovating, and shaping the future. Because Ukraine is the potential. Kyivstar is Ukraine's leading digital operator. Invests in Ukraine's connectivity, entertainment, ride-hailing, healthcare, and innovation. It's time to think opportunity. It's time to think Ukraine now.
Hey guys, Viagra is not your only option. Rose Sparks act fast and stay active longer. They aren't pills. Sparks dissolve under your tongue to reach your bloodstream for speedy results. Sildenafil starts things off strong, and Tadalafil stays in your system for longer. More confidence, more control. Rose Sparks. Connect with a provider at ro.co/sparks.
They killed her brother. They shot her dog. And they took her hostage for 400 days and terrifying nights. They raped her. They put guns to her head. They starved her. These are the stories of Israeli women attacked by Hamas. If you are supporting Hamas and radicalized Palestinians, this is what you are supporting. Choose freedom, not terror.
I am a Gold Star spouse to CIA officer Casey Clark. And he came home. By Monday, he had struck a very high fever. They put him on a ventilator. Definitely the hardest moment to have to tell a child that their father was passing away. Tunnel to Towers coming into our lives has transformed us. To have your home paid for, I really am so grateful to Tunnel to Towers.
At Lumber Liquidators, we have the best prices on flooring, and we guarantee it. Find a lower price, we will beat it with our best price guarantee. We have over 200 stores nationwide. Find yours at lumberliquidators.com. Tell them Tom sent you.
The Big Apple getting more rotten. Mayor-elect Zoran Mamdani is vowing to stop clearing homeless encampments when he takes office next month.
If you are not connecting homeless New Yorkers to the housing that they so desperately need, then you cannot deem anything you're doing to be a success. We are going to take an approach that understands its mission is connecting those New Yorkers to housing, whether it's supportive housing, whether it's rental housing, whatever kind of housing it is.
And so it begins complete chaos. I think the first homeless encampments should be allowed on the property grounds of the mayor's home there, Gracie Mansion. Joining me now to discuss MRC senior research analyst Bill D'Agostino, also with us, comedian Tyler Fischer. Thanks, guys, so much for joining us. Tyler, you left New York City. You ran away. Where are you? You're in Texas. Don't you miss us? Don't you want to be with the smelly homeless people? Don't you want to be here?
Yeah, I'm actually heading back. I'm just setting up my tent right now. Now that I know I don't have to pay for housing, because I'm paying like $10 grand a month here in Texas. So I encourage everybody to get to New York City, set up your tent, get a heater, and you can use all that money to hire personal security. Yeah. So you don't get killed without police.
Yeah, you don't miss New York. Another guy they tried to set another person on fire. A girl got her hair pulled, slapped in the butt, you name it. Yeah, I mean, Bill D'Agostino, we've got a lot to talk about. A symptom of elder abuse, Joe Biden. I want you to take a look at this. They trotted him out. Do we have that on stage? Or maybe that's the next one. Oh, you know what? Let me do this first. Someone needs to get charged for, here it is, charged for elder abuse. They threw Joe Biden up on stage again at an LGBTQ plus leadership conference. Look at this.
To all who love our country, to all of us who are dismayed by the present state of the union, this is no time to give up. It's time to get up. Get up and fight back. Get up. Continue to fight. And what's the fight all about? It's not high place. It's about protecting the Constitution.
Oh, yeah. He saw that. Bill?
It's so brutal. I mean, okay, what I don't understand is who is this for, right? Like there was never enthusiasm about Joe Biden, right? Like the only reason that anybody was supporting him was because somebody pulled strings to get everybody else to drop out in 2020, and they thought, their best guy to beat Trump, right? I mean, like, nobody has ever been enthusiastic about President Joe Biden. And I mean, nobody even voted for him this time around because he was, of course, forced out because he's so senile. So is this like a special treat for the people that he's speaking for? I highly doubt it, right? And yet, I don't think he wants to be here either, if he even knows where here is, right? So I have no understanding of what the point of this even is, other than just dragging him out and reminding everybody else who's watching with a horrified face that, yeah, this used to be reality. This used to be the guy behind the Resolute desk.
Tyler, do you think someone should be charged with elder abuse at this point with Joe Biden?
I have to disagree with him, because if these kids don't know their sex and gender, who better to speak than Joe Biden, who's confused about everything? That's the perfect spokesman. And by the way, he's trans. He transitioned from living to dead during the administration. So I just have to disagree on all those points. I'm sorry, respectfully. Not a joke. It's not a joke, by the way. It's not hyperbole.
We got to leave it right there. Bill and Tyler, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Happy New Year.
Thank you. Coming up, faith under fire. A student is harassed for simply professing his faith and peacefully protesting. We'll have a live interview with him next.
Hi, folks. I'd like to tell you about YRefi. Did you know that as an accredited investor, when you invest in YRefi, your interest rate is fixed? And did you know that you can invest from 1 to 5 years and you can spread your investment over those terms to best suit your needs? And you have the freedom to take your monthly interest income or reinvest it, whatever you choose. When you invest in YRefi, your interest is calculated daily, you're paid monthly, and should you need your money back early, there is a liquidity feature. Would you like more information? All you have to do is call 877-80-INVEST. That's 877-80-INVEST, or log on to investyrrefi.com. That's investyrrefi.com for complete details. And make sure you review the private placement memorandum and scan this QR code to view the disclosure at your leisure. YRefi, investing in America's future.
Buy one, get one free has been extended at Cabinets to Go. See designer styles come to life with a free 3D design. Hurry in, these great deals won't last long. Visit cabinetstogo.com to find your local showroom. Cabinets to Go, designed to wow.
There's nothing worse than losing your dog before their time.
That's why I created Dr. Marty Nature's Blend, designed to help dogs with everything from digestive issues to itching, even moving better.
Nature's Blend works because it's freeze-dried. So instead of destroying the nutrients with high heat, they all get right into your dog's body.
Take it from a veterinarian with over 50 years of experience saving dogs' lives. I have never seen a food make this much impact on a dog's health.
For a limited time, get up to 54% off Dr. Marty Nature's Blend, plus a free gift with our special TV offer. Call or go to drmartypets.com/TV.
Hey everybody, Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor here. You know, homeowners, farmers, and ranchers don't want to worry about frozen water supplies. I don't either. Freeze Miser product helps me avoid those. It installs in minutes and activates when the water temperature falls below 37 degrees. The Freeze Miser even works in extreme freezing weather. No batteries or electricity, and it's made in the USA. Available at your favorite retailer or at freezemiser.com. It's the Freeze Miser, and it works.
Let's be honest, getting insurance has been on your to-do list, along with assembling whatever that's supposed to be, or teaching your kid to
slow down, honey.
Drive. Fortunately, the Zebra searches over 100 insurance companies to find you savings no one else can. Don't wait. Visit thezebra.com, compare prices, and get insurance today. You can save up to $400 per year on car insurance.
Trevor!
Go to thezebra.com today.
It's the Blue Compass RV annual Blue Tag clearance. Save over 40% on select new RVs during our largest sale of the year. Plus, every RV comes with a 1-year VIP membership to RV Complete, a $5,000 value. Visit us online or in store today.
Christianity is under attack here and around the world. We saw this firsthand with the assassination of Charlie Kirk, who some now call a Christian martyr. Hostility against Christians, it is happening everywhere, even at school campuses. Blake Jones, a Colorado State University student, he's also a devout Catholic and a member of the TPUSA chapter there, was spit on, he was harassed just for writing Bible verses in chalk on campus as part of a demonstration. He and 3 other students were peacefully counter-protesting an anti-ICE protest at their campus on Colorado State. Here to tell us more about it is the guy himself, Blake Jones. Blake, thank you so much for joining us.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
So how old are you, by the way, first of all?
I am 19 years old. I'm going to turn 20 in February.
Well, your parents did a fabulous job with you, and the fact that you have that courage to protest and profess your faith, what went through your mind as you were being attacked for peacefully writing Bible verses in chalk?
Honestly, the main thing I was thinking about is just how normalized it's become to hate on the Christian faith and Christian people. I think a lot of religions, you look at religions like Judaism and Islam, they are very protected, and you will have serious consequences if you attack them, especially on a college campus like this. If you drew a transgender version of Muhammad, per se, I think that would have a lot of backlash, although it's almost celebrated to hate on Christians and the Christian faith. And I just cannot stop thinking about how unfortunate that is and just how unfair it feels.
It certainly does. Why do you think Christians are such easy targets?
I was doing a lot of thinking about this. I think the number one reason might just be because Christianity as a faith is connected to generally white European men. That's kind of what it is assigned with. It's just a lot of Christianity in Europe and America. And I am obviously the main demographic that gets picked on. I'm a conservative Christian white straight man. So people see me on campus and they see me with my Trump hat, or they see me celebrating my Christian faith. And oftentimes they'll just immediately call me brainwashed, or they'll say I'm part of a cult, which I think is really unfair to dehumanize people like that. You need to understand everyone's point of view, even your opponents.
Amid all of this secularism and all this hatred and the LGBTQ nonsense, how is it that you remain steadfast in your faith? What did your parents or what happened to you differently?
So this is actually an interesting story. I was very agnostic, even atheist, until earlier this summer. I took a trip to Europe, and I was in Rome, and I had a moment where I really felt like God was there with me. That was my turn to Christ moment. And again, this was just in August. And ever since then, I've been praying multiple times a day, getting way closer to God. And when stuff like this happens, my reaction 8 months ago probably would have been to punch the guy in the face. But now I sat down, I prayed for him, I prayed for myself. I just prayed that I would get through this and maybe there'd be some sort of positive outcome. And here I am being able to spread the message and spread awareness to the cause.
So Christ spoke to you, he touched your heart, and now you are spreading the gospel. That's what you're doing.
I like to think so. I think it's a very important message for kids my age to spread out across college campuses, high school campuses, anywhere where you're going to be attacked for your faith, for being a Christian, for being a conservative, anything. If you back down and you refuse to continue spreading that message, it honestly shows that you lost, that they won. I think it's most important to continue with your faith, continue delivering the word of God. A good quote I like to think of in this situation is Bible verse Matthew 10:16. Behold, as I am sending you out as sheep in the midst of wolves, therefore be as wise as serpents and innocent as doves. I think that is a really important Bible verse that most Christians need to live by.
It certainly is. Blake, God bless you and all the work that you do. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Have a nice night.
You too. All right, before we go, President Trump busting out his best moves. We're going to show you next.
The press won't report the real story.
The American people are actually very smart.
Ridiculous statements.
These guys are just plain weird.
Actual scandals.
Even the immunity decision. I mean, that decision was so misreported.
That's my job, and I aim to do it every night.
Hi, I'm Ben Cozy. Isn't holiday travel a pain in the neck? You're cramped, uncomfortable, and forget about getting any rest. There's nothing cozy about airplane seats or hard plastic benches, and those so-called travel pillows, they just don't cut it. You don't need another travel pillow. You need Be Cozy, the world's most comfortable neck pillow. Trapped in the middle seat? Wrap Be Cozy around your neck to stop chin drop, bobblehead napping. Smashed up against the window? Fold Be Cozy over and tuck it onto your shoulder for super side support. Frequent flyer miles got you sitting aisle? Turn Be Cozy to the side for the perfect pillow position. Hey, everyone wants to be cozy, so get the world's most comfortable travel neck pillow and be cozy like me, Ben Cozy. You get to be cozy. Everyone gets a Be Cozy. Only Be Cozy has patented overlapping arms so you get double support and the comfort you need in any seat on any trip. Go online right now and get this special holiday offer. Buy one Be Cozy, get one 50% off. So don't wait, get yours now.
Joining us is Dr. Drew from the Wellness Company with advice for dealing with seasonal colds and flu. Doctor?
Cold and flu season is here, and every year you or a loved one gets sick. Your doctor can't see you. Waiting in a crowded urgent care is brutal. This is a particularly bad cold and flu season, and it's why doctors suggest every family needs an emergency medical kit. Your medical emergency kit is filled with essential prescriptions. It includes antibiotics like generic Z-Pak to get well faster, amoxicillin for pneumonia, strep throat, ear infections, plus prescriptions for nausea and UTIs, and even ivermectin. It's easy. Just match your symptoms to the prescription in your guidebook or call the telemedicine doctor standing by. Take your medication early and feel better faster. Having a medical emergency kit is like having an urgent care in your home. No waiting to see a doctor, no lines at the pharmacy.
Smart advice. We've shared the website and discount code below to save viewers $45. Order now and your kit will be rushed to your door. Thank you, doctor.
A better heart health supplement. That's what we all want. That's why for 8 years now, I've relied on this heart powder. It's Super Beats, and I swear by it.
Super Beats is the original #1 selling beet brand for healthy blood pressure support. The only cardiologist-recommended beet brand that's also trusted by over 40 national championship-winning pro and college sports teams for cardio-powered energy.
For cardio results you can feel, the only brand I trust is Super Beats.
Find out how to get a free month with your first order at livehuman.com.
Hello, everyone. It's President Donald J. Trump, and it's Trump time. Check out this red beauty. It's one of my new watches. Wear it proudly on your wrist, and everyone will know exactly what it's for, who it represents. It's really going to be something special. It's for your favorite president. Get your watch today at gettrumpwatches.com. These make a great gift. It's Trump time.
Radical jihadists are not done. Iran promises death to America. They've built sleeper terror cells in the U.S. They support terror groups out to destroy Israel, including Hamas, whose founding charter calls for Islam to dominate the world.
The young people have been educated to believe that the most sacred thing they do is stab a Christian in the heart.
The only democracy in the Middle East that supports religious freedom is Israel. Standing for freedom, not terror.
We close tonight with President Trump at the FIFA World Cup final drawing earlier today, showing off his signature dance moves. There he is. I love it so much. As I mentioned earlier, he was presented with the first ever FIFA Peace Prize, an extraordinary action to promote peace and unity around the world. I just love the moves there. That'll do it for this edition of Frontline. I'm Lidia Curanaj. I trust and remember that God is with you in all ways, always. The fabulous Rob Schmidt coming up now.
Fabulous, huh? Lydia, good to see
fabulous.
you. Thanks so much.
Right.
Nice dancing. Have a good weekend.
You too.
All right.